Okay, so we have a new formula. The formula that we're going to be using is for future value. That's all that's in this section of the notes is future value. The different examples are made up of when we're solving for different things. So this particular time, we are actually finding the future value. And there was a couple of, for me, I thought there was a couple of places of confusion because they did not do this time like they did last time and show us how to calculate the interest rate I per period. So you have to remember that we did that in section 2. We had to do that calculation by taking the interest rate of whatever we were using and dividing it by M, the number of times that our payment was being compounded per year. So we're still going to use the R over M to calculate that I value right there. And N, the number of payments, is always going to be calculated by time times the number of times you have a payment. I don't think, remember, this is my first time to teach this particular course, and it's been a while since I took, my minor is in finance. So I've done all of this before, but you got to remember how old I am. That was in 1987, 88 that I was taking most of these finance classes. So it's been a long time. But I think I remember that the payments, the number of times we make a deposit, like right here where it says deposited every 6 months, then it says it's compounded semi-annually. I think that means that M should be the same for both of those. So if we're going to make a deposit monthly, then it's probably going to be compounded monthly. I don't think you will throw a payment in there in the middle of like a period that's being compounded. So right now we're going to go on that assumption. If I figure out that I'm wrong, I'll be happy to tell you that I'm wrong. So I just have to go through here and pick out these numbers. It's 10 years, so that's my time. I'm going to be making $1,000 payment. It's deposited every 6 months. The account's going to be earning 8% interest. That is my R, and it's compounded semi-annually. So I go through here, I just plug in the values. My payment is $1,000. The interest rate is going to be the 8% divided by 2, because it's compounded semi-annually, so 4% each time it's compounded. And then it's raised to the total number of payments while making 2 payments every year. So for 10 years, so 2 times 10 will give me 20. And then just remember that whatever goes up here in this formula also goes in the bottom. And then whatever number we're dividing our interest rate by should be the number that we're multiplying right here. This is what I'm not 100% sure is the same, but I think it is. I think the number of payments that we make and the number of compounded, I think, is going to be the same. Anyway, I type this in on the calculator. I type it in the calculator just like I have it written down. And you can see that my answer is 54,000. I don't think I'm writing. Let me get my calculator back up. My payment, the value at the end of 10 years is 54,000. Of course, it's going to keep going away. $54,778.08. $778.08. Okay, yes, you can do this on the calculator. I made a screenshot. So you might want to write this down. This is kind of weird. So it's a little bit different on the calculator. These are all the numbers that I put in, and I want to show you that when you're on the calculator, it shows you what N is. It reminds you what N is, but N is whatever we raised it up here. You can see there's the N in our formula. So the N in our formula right there, that's the compounded twice a year for 10 years. So that's 20. Here we don't do the division, we just put in the 8. I don't have a good explanation for you, except for the fact that because we're not putting in a previous value, because we're not finding a previous value, we're finding a future value, and our previous value, we started off with nothing. So when you put in that 0 for the previous, or for the present value, when you put in that 0, it knows it's using a different formula. We still going to use negative for the payment because that's money out of our pocket. You leave future value empty. We're going to press enter when we get down there. This time we do put 2 on payments per year because we are doing payments per year. And again, when we enter something other than 1 in this, it's a different formula. So that also has to do with why we're not dividing, because we left that a 2. I think I'm gonna go back and look, but I think on that other problems, the problems that we did in section 2, if we had put, it's not payments, but compound, if we had put a different number in the number of times it's compounded per year, we wouldn't have to do that division right there. I think that's what it is. Since there's a 2 right there, it's going to divide that by 2. But in the problem right here, you see where it says payments are made at the end of each period. We do have to put that right here, payments made at the end. There is an option here for picking the beginning of the period, and that just means that it changes the number of times that we get interest made. So that's how you type it in. I've got them all in right here. I just wanted to show you that when you tab up here, it tells you that we're looking at the number of payments, so forth. Anyway, so I'm just going to tab. I think that's the quickest way. My computer's running really slow. I'm going to tab here to future value. And that's where I'm going to press enter for it to calculate it. And it did not give me the same thing. What the heck? Okay, so my TI Inspire didn't do anything wrong. My TI Inspire gave me $29,778.08. That is the correct answer. I did something wrong a while ago when I typed this problem in on the calculator. I forgot the -1 in my formula right here. So right here, I should have a -1. So right here, up here in this, I should have a -1. And when I put in that -1, I now get the correct answer, $29,778.08. So I was wrong on the calculator. I'm sure y'all caught that. 29,000. So it goes here. And then that's the same thing that the calculator told me, $29,778.08. Okay, so this dollar right here, $29,778.08, that's the value of the annuity at the end of the 10-year period. Then the question says, how much of this is interest? So remember, we were making $1,000 payments. So that money is not considered part of the interest. That's the money that was coming out of my own pocket. So you take the total amount of money that's in the annuity and take out the payments that you made. We had 10 years, so twice a year. So we had 20 payments. Each one of them was for $1,000. So you take this amount away from the amount that's at the end of the thing, and we find out that we earned $9,778.08. That's not a bad amount of money to earn. Just what did it cost us? It cost us not being able to spend that money that we were saving. So that's what it cost us. We didn't do anything. We didn't have to work for it, but we did have our money tied up. So the cost there for that $9,778 was just not being able to use our money for that amount of time.